Let's take a look at the operating systems that inspired Nothing OS 3.0, starting with the most iconic, the iPhone. Talk to us, Mladen. What's going through your head here?
This changed everything. I had to sell my iPod and my BlackBerry to actually get this phone, which is funny because this was exactly what Steve Jobs was talking about. Like, it's a music device, it's a communication device. It was true, you know, like you could actually get all of this in one device. Beautiful. I mean, this skeuomorphism here, it adds a sense of warmth to the OS. I mean, skeuomorphism is basically like mimicking the real life object and the shadows and light. Yeah, that depends a lot on computing power, already tapping into hardware and stuff like that.
How does skeuomorphism affect the inspiration for Nothing OS?
It doesn't right now. I lay this out as an option. Like, hey, no one has done that since Apple. And people are nostalgic about this. If we can bring that feel, warmth, softness back, you know, that would be great. You need to be prepared to invest a lot of time. And then we looked at stock Android and we're like, okay, we have bigger fish to fry. Let's start rebuilding this experience and to just start from pure functionality. And then once we nail that, we can play around with and be more creative with the UI.
Where's Android sitting? Where are the competitors sitting at this time?
Yeah, it wasn't even close. At that time, Symbian OS was big. One of my favorites was Palm's WebOS. Amazing stuff.
Talking about competitors and stuff like that, multi-touch, pinch zooming in and out on pictures.
That was part of the magic, yeah. That was
insane.
Yeah, back then this was revolution. This is one of the great ideas, so badly executed. Like app icons as kind of like containers for information at a glance. I remember looking at stuff like this and be like, okay, like if we could redefine what a home screen is, if it's not just a page system that holds basically logos of different companies, aka apps, what else could it be?
It's interesting you say that about great idea, bad execution, because I do remember when this came out, I feel like it had a lot of haters.
It was radical. It was unexpected. When you do something like that, sometimes you have the luxury as a company to play around with this stuff and put it into the wild. I think this is what moves the industry, right? And I'm always looking at these failures as basically really big wins for the whole industry. Wow, the parallax.
I love it.
This is cool stuff, man. You can tell that there's a lot of thinking that went into this, like this content peak without having like 3 dots here that tells you how many pages are there.
That's cool.
Yeah, it just shows like in how many directions UI design can actually go. I really wish this went through. I would love to witness the evolution of this OS. Oh, here we go. Okay, this is the real deal. It's a Palm. The company actually doesn't exist anymore, which is a pity because there were insanely talented people involved in making these products. There's a lot of people that went from Palm to Apple. I never had this one. They call it PDAs. PDA stands for Personal Digital Assistant.
Hello.
But it was the device. Like the device is kind of your digital assistant, and it was amazing. I mean, it featured a pen. Yuck.
Yuck. Nobody wants a stylus.
I believe this area here was touch sensitive. I do love touch screens, but you're also covering. You constantly have your fingers in front of that UI. Having like this area here was quite amazing. Like you can scroll through stuff and you're not interfering with the UI. If we would show just how multitasking looked on these devices, you would instantly think, wow, this is something from like 5 years ago? But it's so old, but the idea was just beautiful.
Amazing.
Looking back to this, it makes me excited about design on a complete different level. It's not what I would do now one-to-one, but just this kind of like human approach. It was ahead of its time. My first thought of this is New York.
As in businessman, stock trading.
Yes. It's made for business. There is no room for making this too warm or fun, right? Like this is all about productivity. This is you being the boss. And you look at the design of this, all of these were shortcuts. So N would be message. I would be, I guess, inbox. Browser would be B.
Remember the haptics used to kind of when you used to scroll, do you remember?
And it felt terrible. It felt terrible. We do have in our design language this monochrome approach, but then adding color where color is needed. If I look at this one right now, like there is a sense of you remembering just a bit of color. Clock has like these red accents. I clearly remember that this was very appealing to me.
Thank you. I can't even see the screen, it's so dark.
There's something very pure and naive with this design. If you see how kids are drawing like cars or houses, you know, it's very, very simple. I mean, we have this nowadays as little pictograms in, for example, the settings menu. Back then it was like, okay, deal with the pixel count here, you know, like just, like there's no pages. Very simple grid system.
Were you sending songs back and forth when you had it back in the day?
Oh yeah, that infrared window.
Yeah.
Remember, like
Yeah.
little thing, like,
Game Boy style.
Yeah, line phones, and you would get mad. Like, just hold still. Like. And the first color display, right?
First color display.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
You can call this colors.
I can see some colours.
Yeah,
I can
there's-
see
yes.
30 colours. Just going to pause Mladen there to let you guys know that we're giving away one phone 2A plus to one lucky subscriber. To be in for a chance to win, comment and subscribe below. Back to the video. Oh, yes.
we call it the soap. I did not have money to buy this. Like, was this a page system? Yeah, so it's slowly started, right? The real estate got bigger. You can fit more things on. Oh, this is interesting. Portrait standard at
Oh,
90.
nice. They're ahead of the game. I can see that it's got customizable themes.
Should I say wow? I wonder how that looks.
Was customizing like how your UI looked popular back then or no?
I think customization back then was purely just giving it another color, kind of like setting the mood, more than really customizing the experience. This is really going down memory lane hard. Android version 4. Wow. Dude, imagine like how far we got. It's good that it's familiar. There is a lot of stuff done right here, past the test of time. But then also like from another perspective, looking at this is it's a very slow evolution. I don't think the industry is actually daring. I love how we had nothing. We still experiment. We really dare to change stuff, to experiment, to explore. If you just think about like selling phones, then just stick to stock Android, you know? People know how to use it, it works, you know? But if you really want to move the wheel, you know, like you need to dare. And I feel like maybe that's why like this was never really exciting to me, the whole Windows mobile experience or Palm, you know, because it was pretty basic, you know, and it works. I mean, this is super smooth, like it's very intuitive. But then again, like where's the excitement? You know? Like where's the fun? Where's the character to it?
Oh, hello. That looks familiar, doesn't it?
No way.
Doesn't that look familiar? We have.
I swear to God, we haven't seen this before. Like I said, I never. Look at this. I'm out. Yeah, that was it for me. I'm good.